really on the TB12 diet. He's dating a celebrity. He's got to stay young.
What would Aaron Rodgers do behind this offensive line right now? I mean, at least to throw it downfield. That's what I think.
Well, he would be better than Ben. He wouldn't be great. I mean, he wouldn't be setting all kinds of records, but, his left tackle is a third stringer right now. He's got a backup center. I mean, the Packers don't have a great offensive line at the moment, and he's still getting it done. So he'd be a huge upgrade, and you're going to have a ton of cap space next year. I'd rather do that than extend Minka and give him big safety money. You think he deserves it right now with the way he's playing? You think Minka deserves to be the top-paid safety in the NFL? I don't. I think he's having a terrible year based on the expectations.
Got beat bad, 2 big touchdowns. So I agree with you on the Minka thing. I'd still like to keep him around. I don't know. I don't think the Steelers gave up, but it's hard to maybe focus when your entire arsenal isn't in the lineup. I mean, think about it. If you're going out there with your B team, your C team, don't you think mentally, even though you say it publicly, but don't you think mentally you're already defeated?
You're talking about the defense right now?
I'm talking about the team in general. When you find out you don't have your best wide receiver, you don't have T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt's a difference maker. You don't have Alex Highsmith.
Richie.
I mean, you're already defeated.
Richie.
I don't care them saying we got A players and 1A players and, whatever it might be. They're not T.J. Watt.
I agree. I don't buy the standard as the standard either. I think that's always been hogwash. It's something that coaches say, but no one really believes it. That's still no excuse to get beat by the Bengals at home by 2 touchdowns. I'm sorry. That's the team that universally got picked to finish in last place. You can't get pounded at home. You can't trail them by 17 points in the second half. Period. End of story. I don't care how many outside linebackers you're missing.
Well, let me ask you this, Pony. I think we talked about this last year, before last year's season. I mean, look at the talent on both sides. If you're just going to take the top-end talent of the Bengals offense and the Steelers offense, who has better talent? Who has the better quarterback? Who has the better running back right now? Who has the better receiving core?
Right. Well, the quarterback on that side's better, no doubt. The wide receivers are better. The Steelers should have better tight ends. They're paying Eric Ebron all kinds of money, and they used a second-round pick on Pat Freiermuth. And when you use a first-round pick on a running back, you should be better at that position too, but they're not. You're right. The Bengals' offense is better than the Steelers' offense. But the great equalizer should be the Steelers' defense. Even when Watt isn't in there, you still have Hayward. You still have Richie, Devin Bush. Can you make a play, Devin? Can you be involved? Can I notice you out there? The Steelers gave up a first-round pick to get this guy. Does he look like a difference maker to you? He looks like an average Joe. If he wasn't a first-round pick, we'd look at this guy right now and say he's just an okay player, and that's not good enough.
But right now, your 2 best pass rushers weren't in that game. How much pressure did they get? You're going to your third and fourth stringers.
Well, then why'd you pick the Steelers to win the game, Richie? Why did you pick the Steelers to still win?
I thought there was a chance T.J. Watt would play. I really did. So up until Friday when we were talking on Thursday, I thought he was going to play. I don't know. I figured that the Steelers would somehow, they always beat the Bengals. They were going to keep it close. I had it 17-16.
Exactly.
You beat the Bengals. You have their number. You're already in their heads. You got to go out there and score 2 touchdowns. I thought this offense could score, a couple touchdowns. They just can't move the ball. Just can't do it. I don't. They can blame penalties all they want. I tend to blame the play calling more than the penalties, and obviously the offensive line. So the play calling, the personnel, and then the penalties. I get that you're backed up on some drives and it affects you, but for me it's the personnel and the play calling more than the penalties. But we can discuss this further. We got callers on the line. 412-575-2600 is the number. Back in a couple minutes.